I blame Danny more than.
We are back. It's the boys' experience. Yeah. How's you doing, Kyle? It's been a minute, buddy.
Holy shit, you fumbled that so hard.
Yeah,
I'm doing okay.
I usually do.
He does tend to start it off and then just be like, "Oh, what's up,
Having a goddamn
guys?"
stroke.
But yeah. We're back. We're gonna address something right here at the
Nobody
beginning of
watches
the
your
podcast.
podcast.
Oh man. So last night a bunch of drama. Long story short, drama came out in the Destiny community about a guy named Clyde. I personally like his content. So I was curious myself, looked into it. It was about him pushing his dog off of him. Some people are calling it abuse. Some people are saying it's not justified or okay. And I think this is where opinion comes in more than anything, but definitely was an abuse. I think most people that are, normal brain, they would say that that's not abuse. And, yeah, a bunch of people tried to cancel him, started sending him death threats and stuff like that. Got out of hand. Okay? He has confirmed, by the way, this morning on stream, he addressed the whole situation, and said that he definitely could have did things better, but at the same time, he's not going to sit here and be called a dog abuser and stuff like that. He will defend himself against that, which I'm glad.
Said he wasn't going to defend himself
well,
on Twitter,
wasn't
though,
going to defend
because
himself on Twitter.
you can't. You will never win the Twitter defense. So.
Nah, Twitter mobs will just destroy you.
Yeah.
Like, it does not matter if your points are valid or not. You're just done, basically.
Yep. I couldn't agree with that point more. But me and Dakota made our comments on it on Twitter. Saying
Mistake. Bad mistake.
It technically was, but you know what? I was kind of feeling it. I was feeling the vibes on defending my YouTuber. I'm gonna become a Dream stan, but a Clyde stan.
Please no.
Anyway, so we made our points, and they were valid points. And people had some disagreements on it. What I personally want to just say, off the top of my head, is, look, people are going to disagree with me on this situation, and that's fine. But I will not let people sit there and call him a dog abuser. He is one of the more nicer people in the Destiny community. He has a way of honesty, and that it's almost like he kind of reminds me of a better Nick Merckx.
Yeah, he kind of is like Nick Merckx.
Yeah, he really is like a better Nick Merckx. Like, Nick Merckx to me is more annoying, but he's like a way more, like, he's like a Destiny community Nick Merckx, and I think that the reaction to it is crazy, and the reaction to me and Dakota ended up getting Mylan to react, which, by the way, as much as people are going to say, oh, that's just how Mylan feels, Mylan, fuck you. By the way, you are probably the biggest idiot I've ever seen on Twitter. Number one, situation did not involve you, okay? Not at all. Number two, I again, personally, I probably shouldn't even got involved. I really shouldn't have, actually. But, seeing the hate for Clyde and seeing him get death threats was really annoying. I feel like that is just ridiculous to do to somebody. Like, there's nothing that justifies that. Like, you want to say there's nothing that justifies, like, abusing a dog. That, yet, you're literally talking about sending, like, a hitman to his house. And, like, people are like, oh, go on 4chan. Go and find the next fucking killer to go fuck him up. It's like, what? Like, that's so fucking stupid. But it's so crazy that people are acting like that. But yeah, and the reaction that me and Dakota got for responding to Mylan is crazy. Mylan, you're fucking ridiculous.
So, here's the thing with that, right? So I have no prior knowledge about Clyde or Mylan or anything like that. I've never seen any video from them. I've never seen any stream from them. Never seen any of this shit, okay? I was just told by Danny about this thing. I watched the video and I was like, people do not actually think this is dog abuse, bro. So I quote retweeted what the fucking thing that Mylan tweeted. Said, bro, if you think this is abuse, it ain't abuse, basically. Like, that's all I said. To which Mylan himself responded to my quote retweet. And to me and everyone else that I've asked and or read the responses to, and then my responses to his responses have been like, this guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
Because he literally responded like he didn't know what Twitter is.
Well, he called, one of the things that I hate, right, is he goes on to Twitter and accuses Clyde of being like all the things that he's like, oh, what an abusive dickhead, you know, and shit like that. And then he goes on Twitter and he's like, oh, you know, he has also come out and said like, oh, you should never, like, you know, make fun of people. I was like, oh, what? Like, if you think that you shouldn't make fun of people for their mistakes, then what the fuck are you doing posting about this situation?
By the way, bro, the people that have replied in themselves to like my replies, Danny's replies, in general, like, can you stop dick riding your YouTuber you watch, bro? Like, please stop. Like,
I don't care if you do it.
You form your own opinion, it's okay. You might get judged, but it's fine.
That is true. You can form your own opinion.
I actually find it
not.
fucking hilarious that people are trying to make fun of our looks.
Bro, some dude, first of all, responded to my tweet and said, all Clyde viewers look like thumbs. You're no exception. Bro, I responded to him. I'm like, first of all, you must be insecure about your own looks if you're insulting other people's looks. Unfortunately, when you insult other people's looks, it doesn't make you feel better about yourself. So I can't help you there. But I then said, by the way, I have no idea who Mylan or this Clyde dude are. So your hypothesis already doesn't make sense. Because I'm not a viewer of Clyde, so therefore, if all Clyde viewers look like thumbs, I would not look like a thumb, as I'm not a Clyde viewer. But, you know, half of people nowadays don't actually have something of substance to say, so they just try to insult you.
Correct.
Which is just what was happening. And it continues to happen. We had a person, which, first of all, if you have an anime profile pic, it's one thing on fucking, like, a social media. If you have a horny anime profile pic on social media...
I do not have that.
You are a fucking demon, bro.
You are a hell spawn.
And some dude with a horny profile pic, a horny anime profile pic, responded to Danny, just posted a picture of his Twitter picture, response to Danny. We're like, yeah, bro? Like, what? That's your response, bro? It's just
I've had quite a few people try to make fun of my looks that don't have a profile picture. Like,
every single one of them has not had a profile pic.
There was one, and it was him. You could barely see him. He was staring through a window.
Yeah, it was the thumb guy.
Yeah.
The guy that said that Clyde viewers look like thumbs. With he had a mask on with his reflection in a window.
Reflection in the window.
And that was his profile pic. Like, bro, if you're too scared to post your own pictures on social media, don't fucking try to say someone else is ugly or some shit, bro.
That's the only problem I had there. I was like, you can call me ugly, that's fine. Does not bother me. I don't think my mother.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me either, but like, no, you shouldn't go online and insult someone's looks as your first fucking thing to talk about.
Yeah, it was
like literally
like, oh, this is abuse and this is why. It was
yeah,
you're ugly, lol, and it's like oh.
Yeah. It literally went away from the point entirely and just made them look like bad people. Like,
yeah, that goes to show you Mylan's audience. Honestly, that goes to show you, like, for a guy that also was saying that that Clyde does not control his viewers well enough and control his attitude towards others. Your fucking viewers, bro, are ruthless. Like,
they think they are.
They think they are, yeah. But, like, don't judge. Don't be a fucking hypocrite. Everybody should learn that from this. Like, the amount of hypocritical shit. Most people that have replied, I want to know, do not follow Clyde. They do not know who he is. They've seen this one clip of him from the originator of the tweet, by the way, confirmed racist. So people calling him a hero for leaking this, fuck you. Not correct. He's a terrible person, and has proven so.
Taking energy is.
I have seen the screenshots and tweets of it, so I was like, when I first saw that, I was like, oh, okay, this is who we're defending today. Correct. So, yeah, like that to end off the situation, should he have pushed his dog as much as he did? No. But the dog was, I will say, not abused. Definitely not abused. He literally was, I've seen him before this even all leaks. I've seen him, like, literally feeding his dog treat after treat after treat. So, dude is clearly not an abusive owner. And, Clyde, I hope that it doesn't bother you too much, buddy, of what people are saying. Wanted to start off on that because, it was clearly a topic that needed to be covered real quick by us, because we've been tweeting about it left and right this morning. People...
We've been tweeting about it because people keep fucking saying dumb shit to me.
Well, that too. I'm not saying it's not justified. I'm saying that it's fucking... It's just something that I want to address. I don't know if Kyle has anything he wants to even add on to it.
Well, I've been off the internet for a while. It's my own sort of situation going on, but from watching the clip and watching how people are reacting to it, it's a little over the top how people are making Clyde out to be for what it was. And at the end of the day, it's his dog, and he clearly loves his dog, because there's been many clips and stuff of him, like, actually, like, not throwing his dog or anything like that, like him playing. Like, that's what dogs do. They'll be playful like that. They'll, like, jump on you, do certain stuff like that. You know, that's just how they play. But people are taking it as abuse instead of, you know,
actually looking at it with full context.
Yeah.
Yep. Could not agree more with that, honestly. Yeah, hopefully, again, Clyde, love the content. If you ever do listen to this, hopefully that this whole attention drawn towards it doesn't get to you. Let me tell you, as a content creator, if this is the first time you've ever been canceled, because I believe he did say that, it's not going to be the last. Let me tell you that. I'm not even a content creator. They've been trying to cancel me, which I'm completely okay with, because I find it hilarious. But, you know, other than that, that's all I've got to say on it. So, Dakota, you had something lined up for this that he's mad at me for.
Oh, yeah, fuck you. I was like, what? Yeah, okay, so, last night, all this was happening. I couldn't sleep, whatever. Saw the tweet. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna quote, retweet, be like, this is not abuse, bro. And then it turned into all this dumb shit. So, I was awake sitting there, and I'm like, man, what's an idea for a podcast? I was like, okay, let's make a top 10 list of our favorite video games, like most influential, however you want to say, like most influential game for you, favorite game for you, top 10 lists of those games. To which I, right after coming up with the idea of saying it, Danny was like, yeah, sure, we can do that. Instantly, I was like, all right, let me try to think up of the 10 games, put them in a list, and then try to get the order in the way that I think it makes sense. Okay? I'm doing this. I was like, Dan, you should probably make your list. He goes, I'll do it tomorrow. Guess what? It's fucking tomorrow. He didn't make a list. Motherfucker goes, maybe top 5 games we should do.
Man, I don't
like,
have like
you
10
read
games
the
lined up.
game.
Like, I don't even think.
And now Kyle's
After-
here, which he didn't have pre-warning.
After
I didn't have
that-
any idea what
That's
was going on.
understandable, but
Yeah.
I don't think that Danny's is understandable.
Dude,
buddy.
after the 7th game, I'm pretty much like just naming games at that point for me. Like I do not
Well-
have that many games. I don't think so anyway.
You know what? Fuck you. I made a 10 list. I'm gonna say my 10.
All right, you say your
Alright.
10, and we'll give it a little reaction.
And
We will, and me and Danny collectively will try and think up of games.
Yeah.
you guys can do your top fucking 3 or
If I could think of
fucking
10, I'll say
5,
it.
whatever the fuck you want to do. Okay, so last night I'm thinking, okay, I'm like, man, top 10 games of my life that I've played, like for whatever reason, you know, my top 10 games. So I'm like, well, my 10th game is a game that I probably would not be still playing games in the way that I do now if I did not have this game, you know, if I did not play this game when I was younger. And that game is Call of Duty Black Ops.
Oh man.
Okay. Now, I already know Danny hates me
I don't.
because Danny does not like Call of Duty Black Ops. Okay? But I was fucking... I had a Wii. I was like 11 years old. I played Call of Duty Black Ops on the Wii at like 11 years old. For every like waking fucking moment of my day when I was not eating or like out from the house or you know anything that was preventing me from playing it, I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops on the Wii. I made friends on there at the time. Fucking Facebook was still, you know, like the only social media. And it wasn't the shittiest one like it is now, pretty much. And, you know, I, like, added them on Facebook. Fucking... I've still got some of them till this day that, like, I have on Steam now since we've gotten older. Like... It was just the beginning of my gaming career as a child. And if I did not play that game as much as I did, I don't think I would be here how I am now. So I put it at number 10.
Okay.
Okay, now, number 9. Okay. And you, after that explanation for number 10, you might be like, how the fuck is this your number 9?
I thought that would be like number 3 from what you described it to be, honestly.
Yeah, I know, right? Number 9. League of Legends I put on here,
No
bro.
You
shot.
motherfucker. You motherfucker. No, you are not that much of a masochist, are you?
Okay,
Holy shit.
now listen. I don't even know how many hours in this game, okay? At least 1,500. Probably more than that, if I'm being honest.
Man.
Okay?
Oy.
I haven't played it in a few months, okay? For good reason. Okay, game's pretty shit, okay? This is why I said people are gonna be like, how is this your number 9? You literally just called the game shit. Well, you go play the game, you tell me it's not shit, okay? But it can be addictive shit, okay?
It's like crack.
Exactly! You fucking... You do bad in a game and get cussed out, you're like, fuck this guy. And then you play more. You do good at a game and carry your shit team, then you cuss out your team.
It's one of the, I will say, League is one of the only games that I've ever seen where the devs are like chilling with everybody calling them each other what they actually do call each other.
Well, they were a lot more chill with it. Now you actually can get banned for it and whatnot, but you know...
they did make it to where it's a bannable offense?
Yeah, but it still never fucking...
Followed through.
Happens. It happens not very... Like, unless you're, like, legitimately calling someone, like, racist names and shit, like, typing full N-words in the chat, you're probably not gonna get
banned. Yeah.
banned. But...
Like,
if you're just like, you're a fucking idiot.
If it's not clear-cut, like, craziness, then they're probably not gonna do anything.
For the most part, I'd say. But there are some cases where people have just, like, quite literally, done nothing and then been banned for it. Like, some people have typed in chat, like, bro, you're fucking trolling in this game, and then been banned because they've just got reported for that. And then... the thing bans them.
Really?
Which, yeah, I mean, it's got some problems. But all of my friends played that game with me. Like, we combined have put many hours into that game. Also, many dollars. Me, myself, last time I checked, spent way more money than I wish that I had on that game, okay? And you know, for what? For nothing. For fucking video game... skins.
Skins, yep.
That is it. Video game skins. I've spent well over the amount of money you should for that.
I would say something, but then there's Call of Duty, so...
Yeah, well, you know, every game nowadays you fucking have to spend extra money on. But
yeah,
that's
Call of Duty,
yeah.
Could have went way less.
Now... my number 8,
Uh-oh.
after that, is back to another childhood game, that I have, you know, kept, with me, kept the love for this whole series. It's actually the, biggest, series in the world.
Oh, I know where this is going. I like it.
That would be Pokemon.
Pokemon, yeah!
Exactly.
Okay, that's a W.
Specifically,
well,
Pokemon... It could be. Specifically, Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. That generation of Pokemon.
I respect it.
Because that is the first generation of Pokemon I actively played. And even though that was the first generation of Pokemon I actively played, I still... at that point in time, I had no clue how to play it. I just went off of, oh, this Pokemon looks cool. This Pokemon looks cool. But from that point on, I have maintained to this day an enjoyment of Pokemon, which
reasonable.
Exactly, as it should be. And by the way, anyone that says that kids' games that are, like, marketed for kids, like Pokemon is, can't be played by adults, fuck you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Fuck you, you dumb, dirty bitch. Okay? I still have fucking Brilliant... I just got Brilliant Diamond when it came out. I
so I feel
exactly.
that.
Yeah, I beat it not too long ago. So, I'm still out here putting money into fucking Pokemon games as an adult, okay?
I was thinking about putting money into Pokemon games again.
No shame here.
I have team build ideas, like I'm tempted to start getting into competitive fucking Pokemon.
Well, the great thing about Pokemon is, like, you could build any team however you want. You can even have shit Pokemon, and you can put them on your team and make them work somehow.
Exactly.
Like, that's just how it is. Like,
look at, bro, in 2015 or maybe it was 2016, one of those two. The literal one of the most useless Pokemon in the game, like stat wise and just in general, Smeargle.
oh.
was one of the most popular Pokemon to use in the competitive battling shit for Pokemon as a whole, because it could learn any move with its fucking one move that it has. I don't remember the name of the move, but basically if someone uses a move and you use that move, when they use a move, you take that move and your Smeargle learns that move forever. So he could learn any move.
Really?
And people were. He still can, I think, actually, but that's why people are using it. But now it's like he could also use Spore and like different powder moves and all that shit. I believe he can set screens for you if you want him to. Like he was just useful as a support Pokemon, pretty much. That's why people were using him. Specifically, he could take Darkrai's move that I think is Darkrai's move, where he like pulls you into a dark hole pit and you fall asleep and it automatically like hits pretty much.
Yeah.
People would give him that move, and then he'd be used for that purpose of making people go to sleep with that move. There's a bunch of other things also, but I mean, yeah, that's just good shit. There's a lot of stuff to do with Pokemon. Okay, it's not just, you know.
I honestly thought this was gonna be a top 3 of yours, so I'm curious to see what the fuck else.
Yeah, honestly.
Pokemon.
Okay, so here's the thing: my top 3 have been my top 3, like distinctly my top 3 since I've played and finished them. Like throughout the entirety of my life, I have never thought that they were not in my top 3. If I find a game that I think it will be better fit in my top 3, that will be a surprise to me, honestly. See, what was I on? Oh yeah, my number 7. Now get ready for this, as we're playing Destiny 2. Is Destiny 1.
That's a good spot.
Yeah, that's fun.
Now, for mostly the same reasons as the other ones. Now, at this point in time, when Destiny came out, I was like 15, I think. Yeah, I was 15. I went to midnight release for this. This is the first and only midnight release game I've gone to get on midnight release. Was Destiny 1. Okay? And I went with one of my friends. We got the game. Every single one of my friends in my friends group had this game. We got it on PS4. It was so much fun. Like, I mean, you guys know, you guys played Destiny. So
yeah.
You have this group of friends and this game that just comes out. And at the time, the whole thing is entirely new, right? Like, the concept of the raids and all that shit, like having
entirely.
Oh yeah, well I didn't mean like that. That's not the part I was going with.
For a looter shooter, yes, I can agree with that.
Yeah. But like just the raid mechanics, like going through a raid for, you know, first time, maybe only one person you've been in that. Like, maybe one person in your friend group before that has done the raid, and they try to coach the other 5 idiots.
Yeah.
how to do the raid, and you guys fuck it up like 20 times before you get that one run in, and when you get that one run in, you're like, let's fucking go! Like,
and the reaction to somebody getting something actually worth saving.
Yeah, and that's it. Like the first time someone gets something, like when you do Vault, and at the end, someone gets fucking, you see that exotic pop up, and you're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, exotics back in the day were a lot, like in Destiny 1. Nowadays, it's not so much. Like, exotics are pretty easy to come by. They're still as good, they're just easier to come by. Back at Destiny 1, to give you context, exotics felt like exotics when you got them.
It was damn near impossible to get an exotic drop. Like you can get random exotic drops now for like just killing ads and shit, right? Like it'll just random. Yep. You could get that before. However, I've gotten, since playing Destiny 2, which has not been that long since I started fucking replaying it again, I've gotten like 3 or 4 exotic random drops on the ground. I would not have gotten that many in Destiny 1. I don't know if that's just my bad Destiny 1 RNG or Destiny 1 in general, but...
No, Destiny 1 exotics, they only drop from, like, raids, nightfalls for the most part. If you see it on the ground, you were probably one of the luckiest people on the game.
Yeah,
if
you were
got
probably,
raided
like, that's a 0.0001%. It was
Yeah.
a crazy, like, number.
Speaking of which, Nightfalls in Destiny 1 guaranteed just gave you a random exotic when you got through with it, and that is it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, this one, a lot better. But, I mean, it's still... Destiny 1 Nightfall's also, dare I say, more difficult than
maybe.
Destiny 2's Nightfalls. And the reason why I'll say this is that Destiny 2, we have a lot more to work with when it comes to weaponry. We have mods in this game that make certain weapons do more damage.
Or modifiers that make it easier.
Yeah, or modifiers that can make it easier. We have healing rifts. Didn't have that.
The supers in this game, at least for everything except for Hunter, are way better than they were in D1.
D1.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've just so many memories on that. I remember like the first time fucking when Taken King came out, that shit. I imagine it's gonna be similar. Yeah, I imagine it's gonna be very similar to Witch Queen on Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Like when that shit came out, it was like an entirely different moment in time at that point. Like
there was
me and my
nothing
friends-
like the Taken King, in my opinion. DLC wise, raid wise, it's just
that
perfect.
raid is just so. It was well constructed. The whole thing. Like I don't think there's a part of it that I did not think was made well.
Dude, I felt intimidated at Oryx in that raid.
Yeah,
like,
dude, when you get there and he's at the end and his big ass body fucking
pops up, you feel
pops
the
up over the
intimidation.
thing. When you first see that, you're like, "Yo, is that his whole thing?" It's just his fucking head, bro.
Yeah.
Like his big ass head pops up over the edge, and you're like, "How big is this motherfucker?" Like,
And then when they show him floating
Speaking of
away, at the end-
exotics,
wait, what
yeah,
you get?
yeah. See, look at that. He just literally got a random exotic drop right there, bro. Like, bro, that could not have been timed better, actually.
My friends are dead.
Indeed, we did die.
But yeah, I couldn't agree more with its placement. It's a unique game, started a unique franchise, and couldn't agree more. It fits at number 7 quite well.
Super Poggers. Now, my number 6. Again, one of the largest gaming franchises in the entire world. Also, targeted towards children.
I feel like
Can
I
you
know
give it a
this
guess?
one. There's a couple I'm thinking of, but honestly, I don't really know.
Roblox? I don't know.
No,
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, okay. Hell yes. This is no what? This is not top. Okay,
Fuck you, bro.
I hate
Okay,
you.
listen.
This is his.
No.
This is his top 10.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Fuck you. Ho. Now, number 6. Okay. Now, Minecraft. Again, game I've been playing since fucking forever. Me and my friends as our little, like, 13-year-old selves we had at least 10 different servers where we just played interchangeably. Like, they were for different purposes. And we just switch between them. Like, we had one called, like, we called it the city server. Because we literally went around and built a whole fucking city in our server. And, like, built giant mansion houses for our own selves. Like, we made roadways and shit. Like, it was a legitimate city that we just built in Minecraft.
So like a server home thing.
Yeah.
Like what you would use, like you log on to Hypixel. That's what it'd be looking like.
Kinda, but it was just like, you know, a local server on like
Right.
PS4 or whatever the fuck. So that, by the way, can we go to the tower real quick? I gotta turn this bounty into Ava. Or Ada, not Ava. Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, like just so many things, so many different memories, like jokes about like inside jokes. We had in that server specifically, it was creative because like I said, we were literally building a whole ass city. Like we would play jokes on each other. Like one of our friends had a big ass house. It was like a castle, and it had like gates around it. We went in, and we went around the whole entirety of his outside gate and filled it with water.
Asshole.
And he got back on whenever the fuck he got back on, and he was like, "Are you guys fucking serious?" We're like, "Yes, we are."
Oh man, you're just hearing Minecraft, like it. Just to ask, Kyle, is Minecraft not in your top 10?
It is.
Okay. Oh, thank God.
There's no way it wouldn't be, honestly.
I don't think anyone that's played Minecraft and actually like enjoyed it and put time into it wouldn't have Minecraft in their top 10. There's just so much you can do with it. Like,
I have a feeling that there is people out there that are like, ooh, Minecraft. Which is
sure, and those people aren't fun.
But, yeah, I like it. Except, just fair warning, Minecraft is a top 3 for me.
That's not shocking.
So.
Yeah, I would have expected it from you.
Yeah.
What?
I mean,
What?
not saying it's a bad thing. It's
Oh,
just,
you like
not,
Minecraft,
not
bro.
shocking.
Oh, I thought you were about to call me a kid.
Bro, I'll get on here and you'll be like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And I'll be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" You're like, "Oh, I'm on Minecraft." You just be playing Minecraft by yourself for no reason. Like,
That's because none of my friends played anymore.
Yeah, I remember actually. This is entirely random, not related. I mean, it's related to Minecraft, but not related to anything else other than that. My girlfriend wanted to play Minecraft on my Minecraft account, and I was like, "Okay, go ahead, bro." She gets on my Minecraft account. She goes, "Did you make your skin fucking like?" Man, I don't remember. She was like, "Did you make your skin on Minecraft a fucking like pink bunny rabbit or something?" I was like, no.
Careful out there.
And as soon as she said that, I went online, like to the Minecraft shit or whatever. I instantly changed all my stuff related to my thing. I was like, change my skin. And I was like, I changed all my stuff, so it's probably gonna log you out. You'll have to log back in. This is the new shit. So that's how I found out that my Minecraft account got hacked, by the way. My girlfriend got on there and asked me if I had made the decision to make my skin a pink bunny rabbit.
Yeah, you chose to be the Energizer Bunny. Oh, my skin's the Kool-Aid Man.
Goodness gracious. Okay, now Minecraft is 6. Okay. My 5 for me, okay, is GTA 5.
Okay.
Alright.
Conveniently, GTA 5 is at number 5.
That's probably where I would put it, to be honest.
Now, again, game I have had. I've got a random exotic engram that dropped for me as well, Kyle. Let's see what I get.
Oh,
the
fine.
Jade Rabbit. That's what I got.
That's garbage. Alright, move on.
That's garbage. Move on. So GTA 5 again, another type of like party game almost, right? Like, first of all, I mean, in general, the story for GTA 5, I would say by far my favorite, at least, GTA storyline that they've made out of all of the
best story
GTAs.
games ever.
Yeah, at the time it came out, it was like top of the fucking echelon. Like nothing was even close to that game. Like the way it was made, like how it ran, how big it was.
Yeah,
Like,
that's like everybody on Twitter when they say like there's no shot that they make a GTA 6 because there's no way you're topping GTA 5.
yeah. Well, here's one thing you can top though, which contributed to me putting it at 5 and not a little bit higher, is they released story mode and did not release online for 2 weeks afterwards. And they did that on purpose because they wanted people to play the story mode of it. And also give themselves more time to prepare for, the large amount of fucking people going into the server, et cetera, et cetera. After that 2 weeks came out, the online, that shit did not work. They gave themselves 2 weeks to do nothing, it felt like. Because that shit, like I said, did not work. It was god awful.
And then when it did start working, it was plagued with hackers.
It still is plagued with hackers. It was also plagued with a lot of it's also plagued with a lot of glitches and like bugs in the game. Like you could be driving your car down the road and randomly your car would disappear into the ground and you would explode. Like just random shit like that.
It wasn't built great, but it's definitely like it's definitely one of the better online experiences that's ever been made.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, that's why it's my number 5. It's fucking. There's too many things on there for me to like think about. Me and my friends came up with a game on there ourselves. Like, you know how they had playlists of games and races and shit.
They had their own forge.
Yeah, well, yeah, they added that later though at the time, but so before they had all that stuff or whatever, me and my friends came up with an idea. We called it the truck or the bike game. Okay, someone got in one of the big ass trucks that you could have in the game, and we all had like a big decked out truck specifically for this purpose of this game. And everyone else that wasn't the person that was driving the truck would get on a BMX bike. You would give them a little head start, and the person in the truck, it was their job to get every person on the BMX bike and kill them. Run them over and kill them.
What the fuck?
We called it the bike game. It was so much fun. Now, GTA 5, Rockstar, I know you're listening to me right now, because clearly you were listening to us back then, you fucking thieves. In their playlist of games, they made a game mode. I don't remember what they fucking called it, but it ripped off our fucking bike game idea, bro. It was people on one team were on bikes and they had to get to the end objective, while there was another team of semi-truck drivers that had to run them over. They stole our idea and made it a fucking thing in their game.
Is that what they did?
Yes. They did.
Oh yes, the whole. I believe it.
We can go back into the thing now if you guys are fucking done.
Oh,
okay. But yeah, I mean, good game. Solid middle of the pack for me there at number 5. Number 4. Prepare for this one. Ready? Call of Duty Warzone.
I'm down to put it that high. I'm down.
I'm not. I'm sorry. I can't.
Now,
I cannot put Call of Duty Warzone that high. I can't.
Here is my reasoning. I have had many a good time on Call of Duty Warzone with friends, as I have in many of these games. I also simply enjoy the game. The feel of the game, the way that it runs. I just like the gunplay in that the game engine that they're using. I like the guns in there and all that. Now, I will say, plagued with hackers. It got significantly worse over the time that the game was out, to the point where we quite literally stopped playing it because every game you got into, you'd have at least 2 hackers.
Not the only reason
If
why I
not
stopped
more.
playing it, but
Well, yeah, I mean, not the only reason, but most of the largest reason we stopped playing it initially.
yeah.
Also, it only served to make it more beneficial to stop playing it after fucking after all their fucking sexual harassment lawsuit shit. Fucking
And all the new stuff that's come out that we said we'd cover and we didn't.
yeah.
You won't talk about it.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. All that shit, you know. And also, you know, my computer exploded, my other one, and my old computer I was using, since that computer exploded, literally wouldn't run it for whatever the fuck reason. Said that my GPU was undetectable, and it wouldn't. It was using GPU copy, and it was using my CPU 100% to try and run the fucking game of Warzone. So, I tried everything it told me to do to fix it. So, ended up not being able to even play it on that.
If I think anything that we all might be able to settle on here, it is the GOAT when it comes to battle royales.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely my favorite battle royale that I've played out of all of them.
Yeah, I
In
think
that genre of game.
there is not a game that I like. I was really into Fortnite when it came out. And I will say, like, Fortnite. If it wasn't like my top 10, it was just top 10 best ever games to release. Fortnite might be up there, like in that list. It's not like I like it anymore. Well, like back when it first came out, but that shit was. Woo.
Yeah, when it first came out, I mean, that thing was like a career maker, bro. Like,
Yeah.
look at Ninja. Like he exploded into like multi-millionaire deal stardom off of that game. Like, it was just like a kingmaker, bro.
Yeah. But I agree. I agree with the list so far.
Now, we're about to hit top 3, so I don't know if you guys have a top 3 now or anything.
You can do your top
I
3.
do.
Then
I
we'll
have.
do
I have a
ours.
little bit. Yeah. I have a little bit more than 3.
I have a top 5.
I think I have a top 10.
Okay, fantastic. So, my number 3. Though, at the... Oh my god, I just got fucking yeeted. My number 3... At the time of me saying this... it has been re-released way too many times for me to defend the amount of milking that they are doing with this game. And that is Skyrim.
Oh, man.
But disregarding the utter milking that Bethesda's doing with this game,
Yeah.
it at one point in time was my number 1 goated game I had played. The game itself, fantastic. Open world adventure RPG type games are my favorite type of games personally, and it did that very well. You could use magic, you could use fucking heavy armor and a battle axe if you want. You guys are fucking gonna kill me. You could use a bow, light armor, be a little stealthy thief mage. You could be a little stealthy anything you wanted to be, really. Like, you could just choose what you wanted to be in that game and do it. And that's what I love about this type of games, pretty much, for the most part. I can't speak. The like original game story, like just the like Alduin story part, like that's not really I don't think the story aspect of that is too special, necessarily. It was just an alright story, I think. Like, it wasn't bad, it wasn't the greatest. But the DLCs that came out for that game, also fat goated DLCs, bro. Like, some of my favorite DLCs in a game I've played. Purely based off of the fact that they worked well and they added good shit to the game.
By the way, we are playing like garbage right now.
Yeah, Danny's the only one that can fucking stun this thing, and he's not stunning it.
I died, bro. Oh shit.
Yeah, but you know that's that. Also, you know, mods for Skyrim are pretty fucking poggers. If anyone has played Skyrim with mods, you know what I'm talking about, bro. You can literally do anything. You can make fucking dragons. You can make dragons look like fucking Randy Savage, dude. Like, what else do you need?
That's not the mod you brought up.
You can have dragon Randy Savages, bro. You can turn your swords into pool noodles. Like, anything that you can think of, it's probably a fucking mod. And, moving on from that. My favorite, probably... well, actually, not probably, it is. I don't know why I said probably. My favorite ever first-person shooter and favorite Call of Duty at number 2 is Black Ops 2. Again.
Beautiful spot.
Again, beautifully, Black Ops 2 is in the number 2 position. Just like GTA 5 was in number 5. But, number 2, Black Ops 2. Okay. Now, this game defined my childhood.
Quite literally.
Like, it was the only game me and my friends played for at least a year. Like, in terms of Call of Duties, I don't know if it will be surpassable.
Yeah. I'm gonna speak about Black Ops 2 when I get to it in my list a lot more. There's a lot of things that I actually think... We went backwards in Call of Duty. Let's all face that, first of all.
Definitely.
And second of all, Black Ops 2 is a perfect example of how we went backwards. But that's all I'll say on that until we get to...
That game... First of all, I met one of my current real-life best friends that lives in New Mexico on that game. Me and one of my other friends were playing a search and destroy match, and we met another, like, 12-year-old kid while we were on there. Or however the fuck old we were, like 13 or whatever. We met them in a search and destroy lobby, and we were like, hey, yo, join us. And invited him to the thing, and we became friends. We played, like, every day since then. Like, on that game. Like, it was quite literally how I met one of my actual best friends that I have right now. Like, there's so much about that. I told Danny before, I don't know if I told Kyle. I don't know if he was there and I was talking about it. I'm pretty positive I never mentioned it on the podcast. But, me and my friend groups joined a literal clan on there. And that was some of the best, like, funnest times, of that game for me. We joined a clan that was run by, like, 20-year-olds while we were, like, fucking 13. And, so many of us joined it and then, like, became friends with, like, the older people that were in there or whatever, and they got some more older people that joined their clan. That they were like, all right, we're gonna make a separate division of our clan and call it the Young Guns for you guys, because there are so many of you guys that are, like, 13 in our clan. We're just gonna make a separate division. And they made me the fucking leader, baby! and I will sit here and die like that. Lol. I will sit here and talk about how I felt empowered as a Call of Duty clan leader, baby, all
With
day.
no experience.
Exactly. But I'm not gonna do that. But let me tell you, that shit was fun. Like we had to, we would run tryouts. Like we'd hear another little squeaker kid in our lobby. We'd be like, "Hey, you want to join the clan, bro?" Be like, "Hey, come do a tryout." They're like, "What's the tryout?" It's like, 1v1 one of our clan members. See how good you are. Like, you know, shit like that.
I'm dying to hear your number one, bro.
Just a lot of members. Okay, bro. Now my number one. And keeping in mind what I said about Skyrim, this will not be a surprise. My number one is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Ah, very good choice.
Okay, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is Skyrim on steroids, okay? Now, it's the same aspect. You don't have necessarily as much control because you do have to play as the main characters that they give you with, like, set abilities and fighting styles or whatever. But the story is infinitely better than Skyrim's. And with the same type of, like I said, you know, the open world, like, RPG type games are my favorite type of games. Okay? The Witcher's story combined with all of the shit, like you could roam around, find random monsters you never seen before, fight them. You could be level fucking 1 starting off the game, go fight a fucking random level 22 fucking Leshy you found in the woods for some reason. Like, absolutely no reason should you have been able to do that. But you could. Would you die instantly? Almost certainly. But it was worth the try.
So that's your number one.
Huh. Yes. And the DLC add-ons for that game did not miss. They just did not. They all had good story as when they were added in. They all added cool stuff into the game, and you know, there's just so much, and there's so many likable characters. I mean, The Witcher is a beloved franchise in general. You know, there's 3 fucking games of it. There's also books, which the games were based off of. There is now a Witcher Netflix series, which is based off of the books / you know, games. But I mean, like I said,
it's very popular.
Yeah. Netflix Witcher series, by the way, pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you haven't played The Witcher 3, first of all, you don't have to play the other 2 games before playing it to understand everything about it. You might be a little confused about some shit, but for the most part, you'd be fine if you just jumped into The Witcher 3 without playing either of the other games. But yeah, that being said, if you haven't played it, play it, because it's fantastic. You could probably get it brand new with the fucking, like, all the DLCs that it came with and all that shit for like $20 or some shit, I imagine. So fucking get it. And it came out in like 2015 or some shit, so even if you have a brick potato PC or whatever, you should be able to play it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna deny that Witcher's good, so I'll take that as a number one. That's fine.
Yep.
So, Kyle, would you like to go first, or?
Does not matter to me. So it's whatever you
mine's
want.
mine's gonna be pretty quick.
Okay.
I don't really have explanations, other than the fact that they're pretty fucking blunt and obvious. My first game being, going from 10 to 1, Burnout 3 Takedown.
Oh.
That game is insanely fire. I've never enjoyed getting on and playing a game more than Burnout 3 Takedown, especially like on the PS2. I didn't have like any like any internet back in the day, so I was like playing offline, and I just loved Burnout 3 Takedown because of the fact that it was literally just a bunch of cars just crashing. I don't have an excuse other than that. It was just entertaining as for me. Other than that, we have number 9. Debate on number 9. It's a weird position for me because this is where like this is where that emptiness comes in. Where I like the game, but there's no good reason for it. Okay. And this one's going to be my controversial one out of the whole list from what you guys are going to think anyway. Call of Duty Ghost. Number 9 for me. Ever. I loved Call of Duty Ghost. The perk system, it was goated. It is the first and last perk system in Call of Duty that I will be like, yeah, they're not going to do it better for Call of Duty. Like, there's no shot... there's no doubt in my mind that that game, for me, and it's solely, I love the multiplayer. I love the snipers. Sure, the map sucked, but
Maps were garbage.
I think that Extinction was a goated game mode. It was super fun.
That might be only you, Chief. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I loved Extinction.
I like Extinction.
That shit was super fun to me.
I didn't think it was necessarily a goated game mode, but I didn't think it was bad.
That was like a really... That was
you know what? It was a goated. The Call of Duty Ghost story.
Yeah, the story also, if you've not played the story... dude, is it considered spoilers?
I felt like it was good, but I feel like the way they ended it was kind of like...
yeah,
they
need a second one.
Yeah.
That's why they ended it like that, so they could make a second one, and they haven't fucking done that, so...
Well, that's because everybody's like, why would you make another one of those? And it's like, bro, what? Just because, I think that it is hated for the dumbest of reason, and it's the I think that the most hate I've ever seen for a game's maps being pretty dog shit. So I think that the hate for the game was dumb at the time, and I think it fits at number 9. It's nowhere near close, like, perfect game. But it's definitely my favorite for the reason of the perks. Number 8. Oh, man. So I'm kind of debating on if I want to switch 8 and 7. And I think I'm gonna keep it as is. It's a game that you guys are gonna have no fucking clue, and this is mainly just because of nostalgia, to be honest with you. Star Wars Battlefront 2000 and what was it? It was Star Wars Battlefront 2, 2000 and what?
2006.
2006.
And that's not really something that's like surprising. Like I have that in my list, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's 2006. That one, great game, beautiful. If it wasn't for the comeback of the 2017 one and how good that one became, it would be easy. It would take its spot, which I will tell later, the spot of that one. A game that you guys are gonna have no clue on is Sonic Riders.
Nope, I know that game.
Oh, you do? Dude, that game is so fucking fun.
I know the game, but I've never played it.
Oh, bro, it is so fun. Dude, it was like a better Mario Kart. It really was. Everybody at my school was like, oh, Mario Kart. It's like, and then there was me on the PlayStation 2. Oh, Sonic Riders.
Hell yeah, dude.
Because it was literally hoverboards, and you could have each character had like 20 hoverboards, like different ones. to play on. It was so fun because the maps were, you could play the maps so differently. It was kind of like Mario Kart, like I said, but it was for Sonic, and there was a lot more you could do. Like, in Mario Kart, you usually only had, like, 2 ways that you could take. In Sonic Riders, try, like, 4. It was ridiculous. Other than that, that is why that is, number 7. Number 6, again, another racing game. And this is, again, more of a childhood nostalgia thing. A goated game to me is Pac-Man World Rally. This game, they've never, like, ever have had the idea of ever bringing it back, and I wish they did, because this game was even better than Sonic Riders, and it was, they somehow took Mario Kart and made Mario Kart 10 times better. To give you an idea, you could either race in the world. This game came out, right? It came out with 30 maps on launch, okay, to race on. It had a, it had 3 game modes. It had a rally, it had free-for-all, and then it had another game mode that I cannot, I think it was time trials. So, like, speedrunner stuff. The free-for-all game mode was the most fun game mode I've ever played in a game like Pac-Man World Rally, Sonic Riders, or Mario Kart. This game mode was basically what it says it is. It's literally just free-for-all. You're in a cart, but the pickups on the ground are actual weapons. Like, there's one... There's, like, this laser that, like, gun. There's this this gun that shoots sound waves. It's super fucking sick. It was a really old game. Definitely one of my top favorites though. And with that, it's time to move on to number 5. Now these are the games that I consider to be goated no matter what. Like, I pretty much like these games, except Minecraft and Black Ops 2, which are my final 2. Just a fair warning.
Alright, well, you didn't have to spoil it already.
Yeah, well... this game, for my top 5, I'm going Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4, for my number 5, it had a shit launch, I know. Everybody will bitch till the end of time about how bad its launch was. I personally loved its launch. I loved how glitchy it was. I found the glitches in Battlefield 4 to be fun. They weren't as game-breaking as glitches are today in, like, Battlefield 2042, and I think that's where a lot of people's issue lies, is how game-breaking some of 2042's issues are. I digress on that. It is definitely my top 5. The game is just perfect. The maps were so fun. The DLC that came out, my god, the DLC that came out for that game. There was not a bad DLC map, in my opinion. My opinion here. But other than that, I have not much else to say about Battlefield. I don't know if you guys do. Battlefield 4 anyway. Battlefield 4, go-to game. So, going on to 4. This one. This one, my number 4 is Star Wars Battlefront 2017. I love the game. Yes, the microtransactions were actual dog shit when it came out, and the pay-to-win system, not cool. EA is a fucking piece of shit company for doing that. But DICE and how they recovered the game and made the game so enjoyable that to this day there is people that are calling it now the GOAT Battlefront game, and rightfully so. The amount of characters, the amount of skins, the amount of maps, everything's free in the game now. You buy the game, you get everything in the game. Okay? Let's start there, because that's, in all, that's a W, right? Because most games, like Call of Duty, right? Like, what they'll tell you is they're, or I guess Call of Duty's not a good example. Like, what's a good example of it nowadays? Like, games like Madden, right? Okay?
FIFA, Madden.
FIFA, Madden, games that like they release the game completely, like it's clearly unfinished, just straight up unfinished, and then they just work to patch. They work to patch through it, and shit like that. And this Battlefront 2017 had that issue, but it was like a No Man's Sky situation. A lot of people say No Man's Sky is the best ever comeback of a game. In my opinion, that Battlefront 2 2017 is No Man's Sky on crack. There's nothing better than the boys saying, hey, I want to play Star Wars Battlefront 2 2017. I would jump on that in a fucking second with people and play it. It's that fun to me. So that's the reason why that's goated to me. Number 3, I'm gonna put GTA at number 3. GTA 5, sorry. I'll put GTA 5 at number 3. Goated game. Dakota discussed it earlier. The game is just actual. It was a blast to play. The story, 11 out of 10. There was nothing more cool than that story. Like, I remember there was kids that would sit in our ELA class back in middle school, and they would be like, hey man, what choice did you choose? Did you kill Trevor? Like, we all loved that game, and it was too good of a game. 10 out of 10. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Dakota. No, I'm not. Minecraft is my number 2. Minecraft would be 1 if Black Ops 2 wasn't such a fucking banger to me. I played Minecraft so much as a kid. I played it all the time with shout out to Peyton. I've been friends with Peyton for 10 years now, and Minecraft, me and Peyton would play literal fucking days straight on Minecraft. We started on the 360, went to the Xbox One, and then I moved to PC, and we still play together because cross-platform. But it is definitely the GOAT, in my opinion, when it comes to sandboxes. An honorable mention here, Gary's mod. I was gonna put that at 3, but I just could not. I cannot leave out Sonic Riders. Sonic Riders is too goated for me. I know that's weird to say, but fucking, it was. Then we had like I said, Black Ops 2. I've got so much shit to say on this game, and why the fuck we ever went away from the system that Black Ops 2 had, I have no clue. Activision. Like, Treyarch made a straight banger of a game. There was not a DLC map that I bitched about. There was not a, there wasn't a zombies map that I was mad about. It's where I met Peyton, was in a public transit lobby with the shit mic. In that same game, me and Peyton went to round, like, 40. And as a 12-year-old, if you made it to round 40, you were goated, okay? I want to put that out there. That's how it was back in the day, okay? There's a reason why Syndicate's record was so big back in the day, the 115. And that was because getting to those types of rounds, except if it was Shinonuma, was almost damn near impossible. It just was. There was no way of actually, like, guaranteeing yourself to get there. So that was goated. From that, and then let's go to multiplayer real quick, okay? Multiplayer. Goated multiplayer. This is when I started getting into watching Pamaj snipe all the time, Sprat, all of them. Started sniping. I joined this clan that was like a sniping clan. It wasn't obviously on social media or anything. It was just on game. We used Xbox party chat and shit. But I joined a sniper clan, and we would party up I think they did it pretty much like every weekend or every other week. There was something called Clan Wars in Black Ops 2. And Black Ops 2 mastered something. And this was... Dude, how they let this slip through their fingers instead of making this a bigger feature than it was already, or than it could have been, it makes me furious. I don't remember the name. It was Call of Duty Elite!
Yeah.
There it is. That's the name. Call of Duty Elite. One of the best features I've ever seen on a Call of Duty. And they took it away! They were just like, oh yeah, see you later. Like, it was one of my favorite features. It gave you double XP pretty much every weekend. As long as you were playing with clan members. And yeah. The best part is all the extra shit you could get from just doing that. There was emblems, there was leaderboards, there was a bunch of shit to it.
Yeah, it ran off of the Call of Duty League rules also.
Yeah.
Like, certain attachments were unusable, certain guns were unusable. Like, certain tacticals were unusable.
And this would change every week or every time they would do an event like this. And it was so fun. And I thought that they were going to use the idea more, and they didn't. I was so mad. But I played Black Ops 2 for a total of 4 years after its release. That's how good this game was. And also an honorable mention. I wasn't that great. My highest rank was High Diamond in Black Ops 2. But League play. Wasn't really into playing it. However, watching Scumpy and Nadeshot all the time, they would team up and they would go into these high ranked places, or high rank. They would go into the top ranked team. I don't remember the top rank. I think it was Masters. Was that the rank? I think so.
Yeah.
The fact that you could make your own emblem,
Prestige Master.
the camos. Oh my god, dude, the camos. There's nothing wrong with that fucking game, bro. There really isn't. How did we go Call of Duty, bro? Like,
imagine going from that to fucking Advanced Warfare.
No, imagine going to that, to Vanguard. Like, hey, technology got better. Like, don't get me wrong. Modern Warfare 2019, it's top 20. I love that game. I brag about it all the time. I was very good at the game. I really loved the game. It was Warzone's my GOAT battle royale, and the only reason why it's not top 10 right now is because I don't like. I'm like not wanting to play a battle royale really right now. But if I could choose to play, if I could choose a game for Call of Duty, like Activision came to me and was like, "Hey, yo, we want to remaster one game, and that game is going to get constant updates, right? It'll release with the content that it had, and then it will get DLC drops for $15 and whatnot every 6 months, and they would just continue that forever." I would not be opposed to it. Like, if Call of Duty just came out and we're like, yep, the only game, the last game we're ever releasing is Black Ops 2 Remastered, and we're just going to release updates on that game, I'm 100% for it. They would never do that, but it's I love that game too much, man. I could say so much more, but we don't even have the fucking, you know, you guys wouldn't have the brain cells by the time I'm done. So, you're done.
Oh, okay. So, I was thinking of my list. I only have a top 5 because, once again, I didn't have time to prepare to think about any of this shit. And thinking about my list is kind of hard, and it's going to be very different compared to your guys' list, if I'm going to be honest.
Boy.
There's some games on here that, like, you know, I'm kind of surprised Dakota didn't mention some of them. I don't know. I mean, I guess preferences are different. But, my number 5 is, Pokemon Diamond. Not really shocking. This was my first ever game I've ever played, and I still have fond memories of it. I still have the OG DS that I got when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I still have it like on my desk. It's a game that I will never forget playing, and it's a game that I remember coming home from school and just playing that, playing that every day. And like Dakota was mentioning about Pokemon, you could use any Pokemon you wanted. I was like, oh, I want to get all the cool Pokemon, or I want to get all the ones that, they didn't have to be great or anything like that. Like, I wasn't like, I was a kid. You'd pick whatever the fuck you wanted.
Most of them were bad.
Yeah, most of them were very bad, but you'd still pick them because they looked cool, right? And I just remember, like, certain Pokemon I would just pick for, like, no reason other than, I want to try this. I want to see how this goes. And it's just, that kind of, like, play. Like, I still play Pokemon to this day. Like, I have, like, I have emulators on my computer and stuff that I still play some of the older games to this day. So, like, it's just a lot of fun. Diamond will forever be a game that I will cherish. And that's pretty much the number 5. Number 4, Minecraft. Pretty low for my top 5, but that game I consistently played when it first came out. I played on the Xbox 360 when that shit first came out.
360, brother.
Yes,
So it was a game I played a ton of. It was the game I actually like actively went for achievements for. And it's just a fun time. You can do whatever the hell you want. The sandbox is awesome, and it's just I don't know. It's just fun game.
It's such a simple game.
It's so simple, and yet you could do like whatever you want. And then when you get on PC, you got mods, you got a bunch of shit. Like they add a lot of content to the game too. They still are to this day. So it's just genuinely a fun game.
Bro, fuck the list I made. I forgot to put Destiny on it. I fucking hate myself.
That's fine. Honestly, I don't have Destiny on my list.
At least not in the top 5.
Well, top 5. If I was the top 10, I probably would put Destiny on the top 10, but, yeah.
Destiny's
Number 3. This might be a surprise. It's Dishonored.
Ooh, yeah, banger game.
It's a banger game. Oh shit.
Yikers.
Dishonored was the first ever, like, single player game that I actually played over and over and over again, apart from Pokemon. That was a game that I like consistently played a lot, and I came back noticing different like little niche things in, and it's just very different. It was kind of like the first stealth game I honestly ever played that I was genuinely like, wow, this is really cool. It's like a ton of different decisions you can make, and they've made like 3 games out of it. So, obviously it was a successful game, and I thought the mechanics were cool. I thought you could do a lot of interesting things with it. Like, there's a lot of different builds and stuff you could do. Kind of like Skyrim. Except Skyrim has a lot more to offer, in my opinion. But,
yeah.
Dishonored was very, very fun game.
Yeah, I agree. Now that you mention it, I didn't really think about it. It probably still wouldn't be my top 10, but I mean, it's definitely up there in terms of games that I enjoy. Like, like you're saying, like the mechanics and shit, like the stealth, like hide in the shadows. Like you had different abilities. You could fucking like look through other people's vision and shit like that. Like to perfectly calculate your stealth. Like
you can possess someone, walk around as them, and then just like unpossess yourself. And it's just a really cool game.
You could
really
possess
cool
a rat and
you
fucking
could
walk around as a rat.
You can swim as a fish. It was like really cool. You
could teleport to shadows.
Bro, I hate top 10 list. The Division. Oh, dude. I fucking...
Danny's over here. I told you to fucking make a list yesterday,
dude,
but no.
No matter what, like, my top 10 wasn't gonna change much. Well, that's why I hate calling... Like, being, oh, these are my top 10 games. That's why whenever I say, like, oh, these are the games I like. Or I like a lot. I could name, like, 20 games that could be in the top 10 easily.
Yeah, easily. So it's kind of hard for me to choose. My number 2... Now, I'm pretty sure both of you probably played this game and probably didn't think of it. Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that game is very nostalgic. It is the first game I ever 100%ed. on the Wii. It was a lot of fun. I played that game every single day when I was a child as well. Like, after Pokemon, it was that game. So, that definitely takes a number 2, because I don't play it as much anymore. Like, I play it here and there for nostalgia, but I don't play it as much anymore. That's why it's not number 1. Because my number 1 will make sense to Danny. The one difference between your guys' list is that I don't have Call of Duty on here at all. And my number 1 is Halo Reach.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not shocking at all.
Oh my god, I forgot Halo! Oh,
yeah.
Fuck Top 10,
Halo...
bro.
Halo Reach was my first shooter I ever played online. I played it with my friends. Well, I played it with my friend over his house. I played Living Dead. I remember I played it over and over again with him. And it was the first ever game that got me into, like, first-person shooters. And it was just a lot of fun to play. Like, there's a lot of different things you could do. Forge was huge. Like, I played pretty much every aspect of Reach that you could play, I played. And I played it for so many years. Even when Halo 4 and even Halo 5, when those games were out, I was still playing Reach. Honestly. Like, before it came to MCC, I was still playing Reach on the Xbox 360 over those games. And it was just... It was one of those games where I could not put down. Like, until they shut down the servers. Literally.
May they rest in peace.
May it rest in peace. Is the first game I, like, genuinely fell in love with. And I'd like to put some honorable mentions, if that's okay, because
yeah,
I kind of thought of a few. Gears of War 2.
Beautiful.
Gears of War was the first shooter game, not first person shooter, just first shooter game I ever played with my dad, actually. That was the first game he introduced me to.
Makes sense.
And we would play split screen and we'd play campaign. And we'd keep upping the difficulty every time we beat it and stuff. And we got to, like, the insane difficulty, and we never was able to complete it. Because, you know, I was a child, I basically sucked at games at the time. But it was still really fun to play. Play the campaign. And that's just kind of where that goes. Another honorable mention, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Very good game.
One of those games that I think kind of... it was definitely a different take on the Zelda series. And I feel like it was one of the best in its series.
Yep.
Next to, like, honestly, I love a lot of the Zelda games. Even the older ones I used to play on the N64. Like, I played A Link to the Past, like, on my uncle's N64. Like, I used to play those games. And, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, those games are great, too. It's just, Breath of the Wild was one of the first games I, like, as a new-gen person to Zelda, I felt like it was a very, very solid game. And it's a game I've definitely played for over, like, 300 hours, I would say. A lot of hours on that game. And the last honorable mention I'll say is Destiny 1. I'll put it as an honorable mention. It was the game that, like, it was Bungie coming back, and I was, you know, big Halo fan. And them coming back, I was like, oh, this looks pretty cool. And I'm still playing Destiny to this day, so that kind of says a lot, you know?
Destiny's had its ups and downs. I will say it's my honorable. It's my honorable number 1 as well with Kyle. I made a lot of friends, a lot of enemies through Destiny, but I feel like I've been involved in the community since day one, because I was. One of my first ever streams, like legit ones, was on Destiny 2. Or Destiny 2, Destiny 1. On the beta. I streamed the second day of the closed beta. And I fell in love with the game. I'll treasure the memories for Destiny forever. That fucking game was so amazing. Like, it was so bad in some cases, but there were some cases where it was just awesome. And there was nothing on console like it. So, Bungie, I still support you to this day. Please give us new Crucible map. Please give us new Crucible map, bro. I want new Crucible map. That's all
Honestly, though.
Okay, and I do have one more honorable mention because I just thought of it right now. This is a game I don't think either of you have played. I've mentioned it to Danny once, and it's a game I've got all the games for it, and I've 100%ed one of them, and that is the Yakuza series.
I haven't played it. I have watched playthroughs though.
That's the fucking meme one, isn't it? The one that everybody turned into a meme for something?
There is memes about it, yeah.
Yeah, it was the one song that was just on the internet forever that, you know, it was an inside joke in the community, and then it somehow blew up for no reason. But Yakuza was, like, I've watched a certain YouTuber named Brown Man, or Ray.
Brown Man?
Brown Man. No, that's literally his name. That was his name. He just changed it to Ray now, but, I watched him, like, play highlights. I watched highlights of him playing it, and I was like, this game looks really fun. Because there is a variety of things to do. It is a, like, crime drama that's also, like, a life simulator that also has, like, combat elements into it. It's really interesting.
That's a pretty good explanation, actually.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of shit. Like, there's a lot of stuff. Like, you could, like, do karaoke, you can do bowling, you can play in arcades, you could go out to a bar and drink. Like, it's really cool. Like, all the shit you could do. And there's so many, like, I think the best part of the series, honestly, is the side stories. Not even the main story, it's the side stories. Because you get to meet these different characters that, like, are just in this world. Like, these random NPCs. And they all have, like, interesting storylines from, like, where they came from. And I think it's really cool that they pay, like, that close attention to that. And it's genuinely just a fun game, and it's a lot of characters you can get invested into. And, yeah, I think that covers it, I think.
Another honorable mention from me, aka Danny, Fallout 4. That game was... I have a lot of hours in a Fallout 4.
A couple of the things you guys have said, if I was to have honorable mentions, would be in my, like, Fallout 4 I was debating about and stuff like that. I was debating about putting Halo Reach in there too. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of those games, you know,
I just knew that if any comments that were going to happen if I did put Fallout 4 on the list, everyone would be like, but Fallout New Vegas,
I'm personally a Fallout New Vegas person, so I'm one of those people. I prefer it over Fallout 4.
I think Fallout
4 was a banger.
Banger, yeah. The story was a banger, and then the mods that came with Fallout 4 were just better, in my opinion. That's why my New Vegas isn't higher, or wouldn't have been on the list for me. Not that
okay,
it's
I now have an idea for what we could talk about now.
Uh-huh.
Games that we played a lot of that we hate.
The Division!
League of Legends!
Honestly,
man.
one of mine is Overwatch.
Oh
I
my
play too much
God!
Overwatch.
Yeah, that also.
Dude, I've never hated a game more.
I've played a few hundred hours combined over all the time I've played Overwatch, probably, and now I think that game is so trash.
Yeah, it's not good at all.
The only time I got to really play Overwatch, and this is... Kyle's gonna be the only one that gets why this made Overwatch completely miserable for me, was with Tom. And this was a fucking miserable experience. Because I had to play a healer 90% of my time on Overwatch.
I actually like playing healer, to be honest.
I ended up enjoying playing healer. I just hated my teammates because nobody knew how to play DPS correctly.
Lucio actually
Lucio
a
was
banger
my
character
main.
to play.
Lucio is my main. I have the most skins. I think I had every skin on console at the time when I stopped playing for Lucio. It was my main healer. My second favorite character in the game was Diva. I liked playing tank. Ryan Hart was up there.
Nerf this!
Alright, hold on a minute. Listen, yeah, she was 10. But
Alright, we don't need to go that far. I mean, I know I was joking about that, but...
well, hey, bro. But anyway.
So, Danny, why don't you like anime then? Honestly, though.
Because, okay, it's not
Or
that I
Hime
don't,
is calling.
it's not that I
Oh,
don't,
yeah!
it's not that I don't like anime. The reason why I didn't like anime and I had such a bad taste in my mouth because my friends for the longest of time were hentai lovers. And it fucking, when your friends, they're like, oh, you should check out anime. I was like, I don't know, guys. And then be like, oh, yeah, here's an anime. The first scene is a fucking sex scene that is borderline illegal. Like, I couldn't do anime for a little bit. Kyle started to, like, show me that there's shows on, like, anime that are not just straight nudity. So.
No, there's a lot of options out there, so...
Yeah, I just really wasn't wanting to watch tentacle porn. I wasn't really looking up anything on how, like, where to start when it came to anime, so. I have a list written down somewhere between Dakota and Kyle. I have a list that I have to start. So.
Ooh, that's interesting. Dakota, what did you recommend him?
I haven't recommended anything.
You
So
did.
he must have just fucking wrote it down or something.
So.
Yes, I have.
Well, I've given him a few.
I don't think I've ever been like, go watch anime.
Yeah, you did. You had the, because I was talking to you about the anime. Kyle, though it was only a couple episodes ago. You and Kyle were talking about an anime, and you were like,
Bleach.
Bleach, yeah. And you
I
had
showed
said
him the
like, oh,
trailer.
Danny, you should try it. And I was like, okay. And because Kyle's been raving about this show for a little bit. It wasn't the first time I heard about Bleach.
It's been almost a decade since the fucking anime was airing episodes.
Yeah, they canceled it afterwards, because it wasn't, like, making, like, it wasn't as popular, I guess, or, like, people just stopped watching it.
It was a mix of that and also a mix of,
Kubo
like...
as well,
yeah,
was burnt out.
It was also a mix of that, like... At the time, he was, like, having issues and shit with fucking...
He's having issues with his health, like, he was just not having a good time with the series.
Okay.
And he was a part of, like, the show, I think. Like, I think he was part of the creative board directing the show.
Yeah, I think so.
And because of that, like, the health shit he was doing, he couldn't be there for it. So I think it kind of fell apart a little bit with that, too.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
he could still, like, from, like, all of that stuff, he could still, like, write and draw, like, the manga panels and shit, which is how he was still releasing that when the anime was not working.
Real quickly, because I know neither of you probably were playing this game when it was super popular. The Division. I want to explain myself on that game, okay?
Yeah, please do.
I
There's a lot of people who
hated
disagree with that.
The game for a while, okay? Its launch was shit, and I just did not enjoy it overall. 1.7.2 came out for the Division. Turned the game around completely on how it works. The game was constantly updated to the point to where there was new content pretty much every month. Whether it be a weapon, a new boss to farm, like it just there was something new. I enjoyed the farm in the Dark Zone, in the DZ, as we used to call it back in the day.
The old outplay ruse in the DZ.
One of
against
my
the other
best
like-
ever clips on the internet is from the Division. Like it was one of my most popular. I had an account that a lot of people don't know about on Twitter. Kyle might know. That had over 200 plus followers, which had like Butters. I didn't have a lot of followers, but I had people like FaZe Butters and FaZe Mew that were like following me and actively liking my tweets. And I had a clip on the Division of me nerdlit Brent and Woodsy, okay? An old friends group. We fucking were playing the Division. This one dude was flagging as a rogue Division player, which if you don't know what that means, it basically just means that he was, he was basically just killing people, like random solos that were just trying to get some loot in the game. Like, there would be people, like, low-level people that would try to jump into the DZ to get loot. And this one dickhead was just sitting... There would be people that would be dickheads and camp the, DZ, points to leave it. So when these low levels would enter, they would get free kills, which gave you free currency and shit like that. We fucking light this motherfucker up, bro. And, like, and the way it happened was so funny, because Woodsy goes, because we were talking about him, and then he popped up near us, because it would tell you, it'd be like, a rogue agent is nearby. And we ran over there, and Woodsy was like, he was by himself, and it was all four of us were just standing around him, and we were like, or Woodsy goes, should we flag? And Woodsy goes, I don't even know what the button is. And I was like, me neither, hold on. And I found the button. I think it was like Y. It was like hold Y or something. And I was like, oh, that's the button. And it was just a fucking spray of bullets. There was 4 people on each side of him, from his front, back, left, and right. And it was just a spray of fucking bullets onto this one dude. And he fucking gathered his buddies after that, and we wiped his whole team. It's my one of my favorite moments. It was one of my most popular videos that I've ever put on social media. I only have the clip now from Twitch. I have a small clip from that stream. It was the funniest shit ever, and yeah, it's my best clip. Other than I had a Fortnite revolver clip where, like, I no-scoped somebody halfway across the map randomly, and I posted that, and that blew up for no reason. But yeah, I loved the Division, and that's the reason why. What's the memories, really? But you know, I wanted to justify the Division real quick, because I know that gets a lot of shit. Rightfully so. It was shit on release, so. Well, we have 12 more minutes before the 2-hour mark. Do you want to pull up an Am I the Asshole?
Fuck it, dude. Why not?
Yes! Kyle, we did this last one, and I didn't think I was going to like it. Turns out, it's super fun.
Okay.
So, to explain it to the audience here, and explain it to Kyle, what we do is we go on the r/Am I the Asshole Reddit, and we read circumstances that people post on there that they have going on in their life, that are made up ones, I don't know. We read them, and we justify if they are the asshole in the situation or not that they are speaking of, and it is actually fun. Last time we discussed vegans and how the argument to be vegan is fucking stupid.
Yeah, your wonderful take on that. It definitely made a lot of sense.
It did.
So I got on here. The first one I was gonna like look for one that sounded a little juicy, and the first one on here is a fucking woozy one, bro. Like I'm gonna read this title to you, and you're gonna be like, what? Okay, so the title just says, "Am I the asshole for kicking my husband out of my children's father's funeral because of what he told the kids?" What? What did he tell these kids, bro? Okay. Me, female 36. Okay, so she's a 36-year-old female. Her children are a 12-year-old boy, 9-year-old girl. Their father, who was a male 43-year-old, passed away after a long struggle with cancer 3 weeks ago. His death was expected, and the kids knew their dad was very sick, but still, I couldn't get them ready to handle this kind of event. Their mental and physical health is one of my top priorities, and I want them to grieve their dad properly. My current husband, male 37, saw no need for the kids to attend the funeral after I said they were going with me. He said they're still young, but I said they had every right to be there for the final goodbye. He suggested he go with us, and then I wasn't sure, but I contacted my former in-laws, and they said it was fine. My husband drove us to the funeral, kept making comments to the kids, telling them how to behave, which was uncalled for. Oh, okay. We got there, and I brought the kids to stand near their grandparents, while my husband kept introducing himself to strangers. Then he went to stand next to the kids. I was standing from a distance, but could hear the kids crying. I then started hearing my husband telling them to quiet down repeatedly. Not gonna lie, I felt bothered, wishing he'd stop. While the kids were crying, he loudly said, "Stop crying. Really, there's no need for this. It's not like he can hear you." And the kids just started sobbing at this point. Oh, no. I was stunned. I looked and saw my in-laws staring at me. I felt horrible. I walked up to him and whispered I needed a minute with him. I made sure we were away and lost my temper asking what he was doing. He said he was just trying to comfort the kids and help them get a hold of their emotions. I told him what he said was horrible, and everyone heard it. He tried to argue that he was just trying to help, but I said he had no right to tell the kids how to grieve for their father, and demanded that he leaves the funeral, but he threw a fit and said I was overreacted. I insisted, and he left later. After the funeral, the kids started to avoid me. They wanted to stay with their aunt, and I went home by myself and found my husband there waiting with an angry look on his face. He picked an argument with me, saying I shouldn't have kicked him out of the funeral after he came to support me and the kids, but I told him what he said made the kids refuse to even come home. He said the kids are using him as an outlet for their anger after he's been generous with his time and effort, and this is how we repay him. By making him out to be the bad guy. I refused to keep going, but he kept pushing for an apology for the blatant disrespect that he thinks I showed him. For more details, my husband never had a good relationship with my children's father. I was confused when he said he wanted to come to the funeral because of that, but then I thought he did it for the kids. Okay, that's the end of that one. So.
Okay, clearly the guy... Okay, first of all... Let me put myself in this situation. Hypothetically, I am in the girl's shoes, and I have a girlfriend that, like, my ex dies, and I had kids. I would be instantly divorcing, okay? Because my kids come first, okay? I don't care what she thinks or what she says here. My kids come first. You're saying that to my kid? No. That's just, it's not okay. It's never okay. That's one of those situations that actually cannot be justified.
Yeah, I was like, she was like, he was telling them how to act in the car or whatever, and I was like, well, that's not unheard of, you know, it might be like their literal first funeral they've ever been to, like...
Yeah, when he said that, I thought they were, like, getting excited or some shit. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, I was like when she said that in the car, he was talking about how to act at a funeral. I was like, well, I mean, they're kids. Maybe they've never been to a funeral. They don't know, like, what's going on, like, how it works, right? Like, obviously, you don't go to a funeral and fucking, like, you know, yell and shit like that. Like, that's, you know, it's not funeral etiquette. So I was like, oh, that doesn't seem like it's uncalled for, like she's saying she thought it was. And then... Fucking, we got to that part where she's like, he told them to stop crying at their father's funeral because he couldn't hear them.
Yeah, no.
Like, what?
That
First of all,
horrible.
You don't say that to anybody, but
yeah.
But the children of the dead person?
Yeah, their dad?
That are still, like, literally children themselves? Like
oh my god. That's mental damage. Like, that's never gonna be able to leave those kids.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, at my dad's funeral, my stepdad told me that I should shut up and stop crying because my dad can't hear me because he's dead. Like,
Worst part is you married this dude. Hello?
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
there's gonna
I
be
feel like this.
repercussions if you divorce, you know?
Not even that. I feel like something like this would have, like,
Occurred before.
yeah, there's no way he just came out of nowhere, like, talking mad
Right.
shit about fucking...
This guy is definitely, like, there's no way he just randomly... This is his first fuck up. Like, this should have... Fuck the whole situation. This guy should have never been there in the first place, because she shouldn't have married him in the first place. That's my opinion. Kyle?
He did just randomly decide to fucking...
He just woke up
say
feeling
dumb
dangerous?
shit at
What?
one time. Yeah, maybe he just randomly decided he was gonna say some dumb shit at a funeral.
I'm curious what Kyle has to think, or has to say.
Well, that's a rough situation. Because it also kind of goes with our society too. Like, guys can't feel, right? Like, you gotta like stop crying. You gotta be a man type thing. That's kind of what I see with that.
Yeah,
As well.
that's also probably
Like, you know, they're kids. You know, they don't understand. You know, they understand that their dad died. Like, that's gonna be rough on them. Like, telling them not to cry or, you know, not to be emotional about it. That's just really bad. Like, that's something that they will, like, you know, take to heart, and that's what they'll learn from stuff like that, from experiences like that, of losing someone. So it's kind of like, that's really bad, especially if the guy, you know, the new husband didn't like the previous husband. Like, that just kind of makes it worse, you know. Like, I felt like he should never have been there in the first place, like Danny said.
yeah.
It's just a really shitty thing to do. Very manipulative too, on top of all that.
Just that is like, man, that was way more blunt than some of the ones we fucking covered last week. Holy shit!
Yeah, I was like, you know, the last like 3 or 4, whatever the fuck we did the last time, and I was like, you know, like at least 2 of those, I was like, oh, that's clearly fucking.
We had an actual
asshole.
argument against each other. Vegan one.
Yeah, because you just had a dumbass. Fucking...
No, okay, Kyle.
Bro, you
listen
can't
to
become
my...
at vegans like a dumbass.
Listen,
bro.
okay, he came up with one where it was something about vegans, and I said, it somehow came upon me to mention that a vegan's argument is not correct. And he goes, how so? And I said, okay, they eat plants, right? And he goes, yes. And I say, okay, plants are living organisms like cows and pigs and so on. Correct. Or which is correct. They are then suffocated in overfilled in these crops. Okay. Plants then are raised to suffocate, get pulled out of the ground, die, and then they're eaten. So my thing is what I said was the argument for vegans should be not because it's a living organism and it's unhumane. The argument should be that it's unhumane to do it to mammals instead of plants.
So, I mean, for me, I don't have a big opinion on people that are vegan or vegetarian, to be honest, whatever they are. You can choose whatever lifestyle you want.
Oh, I don't care what lifestyle you are. Yeah, I made that clear too. I was like, I don't care if you're into just vegans or if you're like that's good for you, or if you're into straight meat, that's great. But
yeah,
I just think the argument was dumb.
I don't know. I think for vegans at least, some it works with their body type, or some, like, you know, helps them with health benefits in the future. I don't know.
Right.
It depends on the person. I mean, it's all personal preference on what you choose. I feel like the people that are vegan for the reason of don't kill animals and don't kill this or that is kind of dumb.
Thank you.
I think, like, I mean, I think it's dumb because, like, you know, I mean, I understand, like, every single living thing, it's important, right? I mean, I don't know if that makes any sense, but, like, I don't think a bear is gonna care whether or not you have feelings or not. Instead of eating you, you know, it doesn't matter, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's the same thing with us, you know? It's like, I don't know. It's just kind of a dumb argument in that sense. But, I don't know. I mean, if you want to be vegan, go ahead. Like, that's your choice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
I say it's a lot healthier stuff, to be honest.
yeah, I mean, I heard specifically vegetarian diets are actually, like, beneficial. Because it's not, like, strictly you can't have anything, like, you can only have things plant-based or, you know, whatnot.
If I had the actual, like, mindset to want it, I would definitely try vegan. Not vegan, vegetarian.
Vegetarian, yeah.
Cool. Vegan.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. It sounds pretty, like, it sounds pretty nice. It sounds
Some
like it
vegetarian
leaves you super, like you feel full, but not in a sense of, like, you feel like shit. Like, you feel, like, really, you feel well-fed, but you don't feel like you just fucking downed grease. From what I've heard. Almost fucking died there.
Yeah, I mean, some of the vegetarian food I've had is pretty good, considering that Shauna's a vegetarian.
I had the, what is it, the Impossible Burger recently.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
actually
those
was
are
pretty
good, bro. Those slap.
They are. They, I mean, they're really not much different.
They don't taste much different, yeah.
Okay, bro.
The main difference between the fake try to be meat and real meat is the textures that they have.
Yeah, that's pretty much
It not necessarily the taste.
Dude, before we end off the podcast, what the fuck was that? First of all, I got Resident Evil killed me. But before we end off the podcast, I want to know, how do bison burgers taste, bro? You never told me.
Did I not?
No.
I swear I did, bro.
You just
Bro,
made
okay.
them, and then I went to bed, and you forgot.
Well, it's like fucking. Wow, we're all the way back at the fucking start. Oh no. It's like. Man, what was I about to say? It's like if you took a normal hamburger, okay?
Hamburger?
Yeah, normal hamburger.
Hamburger.
But you... okay, hang on, let me rephrase. It's like if you took ground hamburger meat, right? Like just normal ground beef. To make a hamburger patty, okay? And you, instead of just making a hamburger patty out of normal ground beef, you added ground chicken into your ground beef. And you made a combination of a chicken beef hamburger.
But my question to you is there less fat?
Yes.
Less fat, okay.
Yeah. It is less fat. Like, I cooked it, and it barely had any fucking, like, excess juices coming out at all. Like, it's very, in comparison to fucking, yo, Denny, you're doing a real bad job of stunning these overloads.
Fuck you.
But, like, in comparison to like, normal beef, no. It's, like, it wasn't, very fatty.
Man, I'm so glad we could just go from fuck you, Dakota, yeah, fuck you, Danny, and then fuck... yeah, it was like... Anyway, and that one. Thank you guys for watching The Boys Experience. If you guys would like to check out some more episodes, maybe you want to watch some podcast shorts, my goal this year is to release more of those. And I got a couple more goals. We'll discuss that next podcast episode. If you'd like to watch podcasts, though, it's on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcast. It's there, too.
Yeah,
it's
also,
all
if
at
you're
the
the
Boys
guy...
Experience. Also, we're on social media, if you would like to check that out on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. Haven't created content for Instagram and TikTok, because, you know, Dakota.
Oh, dude, oh, shut up. No, you fucking dumb bitch. Also, if you're the guy that on Twitter said, no one watches your podcast. You talked about Reddit. Fuck you. I hope you listen to this, get all the way to the end, just so you can say some dumb shit on Twitter again, bro. I hope you analyze the entire fucking...
podcast episode.
Fucking, yeah, fucking analyze the whole thing. Go through fucking one word at a time. Fucking write it down. Tell me what's fucking bad about it, bro.
With that,
With that, we'll talk to you guys in the next one.